Hi, my name's Alice and I'm the Fashion Features Director at Vogue Australia, and this is my Runway Rewind. Today I've chosen Alexander McQueen's Spring Summer 2004. The show was a really incredible show. I think it's one of those ones that you have to watch on video. Pictures don't quite do it justice. It was set in a 1930s style dance hall. It was a bit more of a performance than a runway show. This was something that Alexander McQueen famously did. And in fact, dancers in the show came on. They began to dance in very traditional ballroom fashion, and then by the end the dance became quite frantic and quite frenetic and crazy. Lee McQueen was incredible at doing this. He had the dancers and models trained for 2 whole weeks to perfect this. I think it was very grueling. The show was based on a 1969 film, They Shoot Horses, Don't They?, which was a Sydney Pollack film about the Great Depression, a group of people who were dancing and competing for a cash prize in the most desperate of circumstances. And I think that's what Lee McQueen tried to create here. Certainly he did that, I think, at the end of the show, this sense of urgency and a rawness and a fear almost in amongst this beautiful clothing. It was really quite arresting and visceral. So some of the pieces that I love, and I think again this is the beauty of having it staged in motion, are these incredible 30s inspired bias cut dresses. They have this elegance. Of course he was inspired by that era, but I think it's also an overall mood that he was trying to create, and that's really captured when you see these pieces in motion. They're almost like watercolours on these incredibly thin silks. So I love those dresses. They're obviously a staple and a much coveted piece today, difficult to find. But in amongst that are these tailored pieces, and I think Lee was so known for his training as a tailor on Savile Row, so there is that incredible sense of construction that's hidden throughout this, and some of those pieces kind of get overlooked, I think, for those other show pieces in here with the feathers and the liquid metal dresses, but the tailoring was exemplary as well. My favourite look, I would say, is this beautiful light blue multicoloured printed bias cut dress that just cascades over the model's body. It's second skin. It's so beautiful in these diamond patchwork pieces, and I think that patched together feeling is another way that McQueen was trying to evoke this idea of the Great Depression and piecing things together and creating beauty out of something really difficult. You know, when I first saw this collection, I don't think that the depth of what was going on here really registered with me. I think I was quite young when this actually happened. So I think when I watched this again, almost recently actually, it was the theatricality of it that just was overwhelming and beautiful, and it reminds me of some of the things that designers like Galliano are doing today in couture. I think that what is important about this show, and it isn't one of his darkest shows by any measure, is that it really does show that side of Lee McQueen and life, that there are darker things and he wasn't afraid to go there, and sometimes his shows were quite brutal. Sometimes they had the effect of leaving people feeling quite overwhelmed, and I think this is a reminder that there are different shades in fashion and it is okay to address those, and it can be something really quite remarkable.